All right, so today we're gonna make turbo ribs. I just got back from the game, just got back from the stadium, and you know, when you think ribs, normally you think low and slow, and that's good, right? You know, 2-2-1 method, 3-2-1, whatever you want to do. You get the tender pull apart ribs. That's great, but sometimes you got to go to work and you don't have time to do that for dinner. So turbo ribs, going to be 350 degrees on your smoker, whatever you're cooking on, and it's going to take 2 hours. So let me show you these ribs and how we're going to do it. So here we go. We got 2 racks of baby back ribs here. You're going to want to do baby backs, not spares for this. We got olive oil on there as a binder. You can do whatever. You can even just do water to bind the rub. And this rub right here, it's a brown sugar base. I'll give you the exact recipe on it. With brown sugar base with some salt, some pepper, some garlic. Threw a little cayenne in there, just a little bit of cayenne. A little bit of paprika too for the coloring. Nice looking homemade rub. So we've got them all done here. You can notice this little end here. I mentioned the cayenne. Not as much rub over here. That part would be for my kids. They don't like as much bite. So you can tailor them however you want. You can use whatever rub you want. I've just found that this one works particularly well with this 2-hour turbo method. So we got the smoker here coming to temp. You don't want to put it on before that smoke gets clear, right? Like this white smoke is still a little too heavy. That's going to discolor or distaste your meat. You don't want that. So we're going to let this clear up, put it on in a few minutes once this gets to 350, and sit back and enjoy it. All right, so we just put them on a second ago. You can tailor your setup to whatever cooker you're on. See, I've got the foil under them because the heat is below them on the Big Green Egg. I want to make sure I have an extra barrier between the ribs and the heat source, especially because we're going relatively high heat here, 350 degrees. Make sure any of the overhang there gets protected by some extra foil. And man, we set them on there and we just chill. Couple hours. We'll check in a little before 2 hours, but hour and a half mark. We're gonna give these a look, and once we do, I'll show you how we test for doneness. So I told you 2 hours, and that's a pretty good guideline, but I want you to check it like an hour 45. 2 ways for you to tell that this is done. You can use both or one of the methods. There's the bend test. So we're gonna pick these ribs up by the middle and see how they bend, and I'll show you what you're looking for. And there's the toothpick test. You want to probe between the bones and basically have no resistance. Come on here to check. Now, one of mine is quite a bit bigger than the other. So I think this smaller one here is going to be done faster. Let's check the bend test on it. Okay, that's pretty close. You see this pulling apart there? That's what you're looking for in the middle. So let's check it with the toothpick test. Pretty good sliding through there. And check it in different places. Getting pretty close, might need a little longer. This one over here, you can see it's quite a bit bigger, quite a bit thicker. That's not bending the way you want it yet. And you can confirm that with the toothpick test. Still a little stiff between the bones. That one's gonna have a little while longer. So this one's pretty darn close. It may take a few more minutes. We'll check in again here in a few. All right, so this one here, the thicker one, little ways to go still on that jiggle, but we're gonna let that keep going. The first one is off. Look at that. Look at that juice. Pretty nice, huh? I think the best way to slice these, flip them over, find the bones that way. Easier to know where you're cutting. All right, just get in there. And a little different, right? So, you know, the low and slow ribs are gonna fall off the bone, and that's great. This is a little different eating experience. This is gonna be a nice bite, but still really juicy, as you can see. A nice smoke ring there. Huh? That's some good stuff.